Well, hi guys and girls, Emma again. Welcome back to the spare room, or the new workshop, whatever we're going to call that. This is a quick video about this because I really don't know a whole lot about it, and it's starting to get pulled down and fixed up, and we're getting it ready to put a coat of paint on, but there's a lot of things that need to be fixed first. Today I've stripped the main body of the press. This is a kick press or a punch press or a pendulum press, I guess you call it. It's a treadle press for making small parts, for very small parts, for small mechanisms, things like that. Hope to utilise it a bit to do some light sheet metal work, that sort of thing, at some point with the project that's ongoing here, namely the Boy Racer, which you're waiting to hear what's going on with, but this is a step in the right direction. I bought this about a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that, 6 weeks ago, and it's been kicking around here, and I've been, excuse the pun, and I've been sort of stripping it down and painting it, and a lot of you guys pitched in and bought me a while back a tin of paint, which is green, and just green. It's German machine tool green. Everyone knows the number, etc. I don't. It's just green. It's not a bad colour, I guess. It's not really ideally what I'd like to paint this, but green will do. We've got a tin of paint, so I thought, well, I'll pull it down and I'll paint it. You know how I am about painting things green. Anyway, got this cleaned up, and there's a lot of questions to be asked, really, and someone who might know more about these than I do might have some information. It's really badly balanced light in here, and I apologise for that. This is got a cutout in the back for the pendulum, which goes on this pin here. Pendulum's already pulled out and painted. It's around there on the floor. We might have a look at it later. But there's 3 holes here, which are one here, one here, and one here, and one here, which are 3/16 Whitworth. Probably were part of it. Maybe there's a guard goes around this, something like that. Maybe someone might even know something about that. We'll get to that. There's 2 holes here, which are 1/4 inch Whitworth. Don't know what goes on here, or if anything goes on there, or whether there's something on there that someone's ground off to fit that on there, or whether it's an attachment. I'm not sure. In the side here, which don't seem to do anything, there's 4 holes. Not sure what this one does out here on the side. These 2 seem to be in line, sort of, in this one. They're all 5/16 Whitworth. Whether they'll put in separately afterwards or what, I don't know. But if anyone's got a clue what might go on these, that'd be awesome. We've got 2 holes here, which are 3/16 Whitworth. So tap them out. Probably there was a guard over the front for that. This has got a sliding dovetail piece, which has been cleaned up a bit and looks something like this. Got a hole cut out the right size so that this will go in there like that and slide up and down. And that's basically the punch ram. The pendulum engages in here, and it's got a spacer, adjustable spacer to take the backlash out of it, and a bolt on here to adjust the up and down limits. So, and there's a piece bolts on here, which sort of is part of the whole dovetail, and it's got a 3/4 opening in the bottom that bolts down for bolting the die head in. So that's kind of how all that works. This is only a fairly small press. It's probably 2 tonnes, something like that. It might even be that 1 tonne, 1.5 tonne. It's pretty solid, but there was a plate on this side here is the only real identifying factor. Which says WJ Hanley Proprietary Limited. You see that plant item number 666 or 566. Probably 666, which has been crossed out, and it's got 134 put in instead, or on a different part of the plate. So maybe it was process number 134, something like that. It was set up in Hanley's workshop. But this is not a manufacturer's plate. This is a plant identification plant for Hanley's. Hanley's, JW Hanley and Proprietary Limited made fishing wheels and wartime surveying equipment, pocket periscopes and things for the war. And early on they made watch cases. So that's in Melbourne. Eventually it's got itself to Queensland, and we've still got this plate on it. Doesn't give us much clue to the brand or the make of it. It's got 2 plates here which don't fit this plate. It's for something else, for drive nails, I guess. Maybe that was a manufacturer's plate on there, but that's missing. It may have been a maker's plate, or it may have been a sales company plate like HP Gregory or William Adams or McPherson's, whatever. Probably was on this, and that's disappeared at some point. So there's a gib goes in here with 2 screws. That's what these bolts are for. There's 2 holes in the top here. I'll go handheld here. 2 holes in the top, which are 3/16, but they're not threaded. They're just for pins, so I'm not sure what that's for. Don't know what fitted on there. In the base here we've got some issues. In that there's 2 set screws with slotted heads. The 3/4 set screws screwed in these holes about halfway down. That doesn't matter much because there's 2 screws screw in top on that, and that's probably how it's supposed to be. There's 2 3/4 stud screw in here. But there's also 2 3/4 bolts screw up from the bottom to bolt this to the table. And for some reason, this side one has a set screw in it that's about that long. So there's no real meat to screw anything in the bottom. I'd really like to get these out. I've got them soaking, but I'm not really confident about it. If anyone's close by, a local who's got a 3/4 Whitworth tap, they'd lend me. Just clean these holes out before we even start trying. Then I might attempt to drill them and tap them and put some decent set screws in them. So that's something that needs to be done before it gets really done, before it gets a coat of paint. There's 2 holes here, one here and one here, which are 1/4 Whitworth. This one was under this plate that was on here, and I've still got to drill 4 holes to reattach this plate, so at some point I'll do that. But 2 1/4 holes here, one here and one here. I'm not sure what that's for. It's for a guard or a basket or something, maybe, I don't know. Haven't got a clue. So that's the main assembly of the press. It's pretty solid, and it's starting to clean up all right and get a nice coat of paint on it. We might find, if someone knows where, or someone has a die plate for this, it'd be awesome too. But that's a long shot, and we'll probably end up just cutting a bit of 1/2 plate or 3/4 plate and machining a recess in it for a die head, something like that, bolting it down. Anyway, this is the kick foot. It's just cast. I guess it's cast iron. These seen some work. These grooves in here, which probably had a name or a number here. I don't know. I can't really read that yet. I tried to put some paint on it just to find out, and it's not really winning. I might sand that off at some point. And see if we can read what's actually written there. Fairly long shot, but something was written there. If anyone knows what that was. These probably want re-grooving all the way through, I reckon. I could do that. Mask this off here and re-groove this carefully with the Dremel. Something like that, or angle grinder. And this way, just to give it a bit of tread again. That might be something we're going to do before we paint it too. We're going to go handheld over here, sorry guys. But this is the table. I don't know if you can see much about that, but it is fabricated up out of angle line or T-section of some sort. And flat bar. This top is actually welded. If we have a look here, there's actually a fillet of weld around here, all the way around and all the way around here. So this is a welded top, which isn't actually probably part of the whole thing. There's also a strange hole here, which doesn't really belong to anything. I'm not sure why that's there, or why they thought that was a good idea. Bit strange. There's 2 half-inch bolts go on the top here, and 2 3/4 bolts go in the belt at the back here. And these 2 grooves are through here on each side, which are about 3mm wide. Whether they are for a fence or some sort of attachment, I'm really not sure either. But there we go. This is just bolted on. There's a bolt here and a bolt here through from the bottom, and the legs just bolt all together. So this is a fairly easy clean up job, not much to do on this. And there's a couple of plates underneath, one here in the front and one behind here, in here, which probably were for a basket or something like that. They've got tapped holes in them. I probably will get a parts basket or something like that under it so that you don't make mess on the floor. That's where we're at. So the other thing is this piece of stuff, right? This is foam, I guess, or rubber, or I'm not sure what it is. Leather, maybe it might be leather. Thick piece of leather, maybe it seems a bit softer than that, but it's broken up into sections, so maybe it is leather. That goes on the screw as a damper, so I might cut one of them out of 4mm leather or something like that, 5mm leather. Anyway, if anyone knows anything or has any information or is an expert on these or has seen this particular machine or knows what's missing, I'd really appreciate an email. Otherwise, this video will just be a reminder that Toolfest is on the 24th of November, and I'm basically working on a Toolfest project, which is Toolfest 2021, hashtag Toolfest 2021, which is well worth a look, or will be worth a look. And if you've got a video that you're going to release to YouTube and you're kind of a bit keen on getting a few more subscribers and followers and jumping in on a hashtag bomb on the 24th of November, which is the day before Thanksgiving in the USA, maximum viewers, you should totally keep a video aside or make a video for that date and release it on that day along with everyone else. Anyway, that's what I'm working on. Scratch and paint, and really not having much fun with all this, but it's got to be done. So fortunately, machinery restoration isn't really my thing. And anyway, thanks for watching. Hi to all my new subscribers. Don't forget to like and subscribe and be kind to each other, particularly to me. And more soon, guys and girls.